You've been waiting for this part. It's time for my review of the Minecraft movie. We know the memes, we know the jokes, okay? Chicken jockey, all that stuff. I want to get serious with you for a second and really evaluate this from a cinematic standpoint, okay? Jack Black, the Jewish guy, returns to the tunnels. He's mining in the tunnels. He's going underground. That's the plot of the movie. He goes in the tunnels and he's crafting a sterile god of his own virtual world. That's what he's doing in the movie, right? He's building a god out of blocks. He's creating a transhumanist, idolatrous figure to worship in the mines underground with bloody mattresses in the movie. What this ties into is the gamification of life. Taking this gift from a creator, the Christian God, and turning it into a game and turning it into a virtual world where there are no stakes and everybody lives forever. This is the plot. This is why Minecraft was originally created. In other words, the real world being overlaid with a synthetic augmented reality, a full-on Matrix-like simulation. In the movie, Jack Black, he's a human, but he's surrounded by digital pixels. He's in the Matrix. I was thinking this when I was watching the movie. This is only possible after a couple generations were quite literally raised on video games and the internet. The problem here is the lure of being the god of your own virtual world may sound enticing, so you can goon infinity times into the giant dragon pussy. This happens in the movie, right?
That's how he defeats the dragon, I think.
MDE fans will love this throwback. You fire this up, your little nuts are gonna start quaking, you're gonna shoot hot cum from the Brony game, of course. But in reality, this is all to make sure that you're nutting inside a plastic pussy, not a real one. The powers that be, they want the real pussies reserved for themselves. They want you nutting in a plastic pussy.
Go pop that pussy.
That's right. That's the goal of all porn and virtual fantasy escapism, sapping you of your procreative and creative energies. This is true. The real danger of the lure of omnipresent gamification is you're becoming a sterile god of your own virtual world. Spooky stuff. So here's what happens in this gamified virtual world. You're the one. You're the one. The only one that matters in your solipsistic little virtual environment. You're not like out on the streets, what they call you, you know. You're not all that shit they call you. You're Neo. The virtual sim god architect needs you. The 19-year-old gamer gooner needs you to save the Simuverse. That's the gay-ass message of most Hollywood quest films. Look inside yourself. You were always the god you were looking for. Yes, we at Hollywood also tell you that you're worthless primal scum, but also you're a god. It's a dichotomy. You're worthless, but you're a god. You're the chosen one, the messiah of your own mental miasma. I had to look that word up. Now you do too. The synthetic quest, whether it's Tron, the Lego Movie, The Matrix, Ready Player One, or countless other gamified productions, the Hollywood take on video games is almost always dystopian. The game becomes more and more real to the point where the simulacra overtakes the simulation, as Baudrillard, is that how you pronounce it?
I don't know.
I don't know this guy, didn't read him. But he said, apparently, gaming from Final Fantasy to Elden Ring, was he alive when Elden Ring came out?
Baudrillard?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He died in 2007. How did he know about Elden Ring's smashing success?
I think he got a publisher's copy.
He had a preview copy of
I think
Elden
he was
Ring?
doing like game reviews.
He would have made it an exception if you ask me. I may or may not have spent 2 weeks playing Elden's Ring while crippled with a sprained ankle.
Elden's Ring is definitely an exception because it doesn't have a story.
It's made by Japanese people. They
plot
can't tell
is
a story.
gibberish, gobbledygook.
It's nonsense.
Oh, the soul of fire, the axe of wind. Oh, it's environmental storytelling.
Yeah.
Oh, there was a whelp who cursed a soldier by this rock.
You know what I hate about Japanese stuff? It's like they're always like weighed down by their powers or something. Like they're walking and they're like, oh, my powers. Like, shut the fuck up.
They make it overly complicated.
Right.
Kojima, all those Metal Gear stories, he takes the complication to this excess. He gets into orbit with it. Most of them cannot escape the gravity well of overly complicated bullshit.
It's micromanaging the little details because he's like a Westy boo. He's obsessed with Western culture, but he also likes military stuff.
Right.
So the story comes after. All the story is an excuse to focus on some of that goofy shit.
I love it.
He brute forced his way into making a decent IP.
Wow.
And the raw ingredients are fucking slop.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, look, I know this is gonna raise some cackles out there, but Metal Gear Solid, okay? What's it got going for it? It has Snake Plissken. I bet, do the fans even know?
Well, it says Pliskin in the second one.
Do the fans even know, though? If we find a 22-year-old like biggest fan of Metal Gear Solid, is he even gonna know what Escape from LA and Escape from New York are? I don't think so.
He knew it from an iceberg lore dump on YouTube. 5
yeah.
hour Metal
Yeah.
Gear Solid iceberg.
The inspiration for the main character is way at the bottom of the MGS iceberg.
Like literally named Snake.
The raw ingredients are slop. A Russian guy twirling a revolver, but he brute forces it because his obsession is so drastic that it has to. Like you could do this with anything. It's a chimney sweep who carries around a saber concealed in a walking stick. If you're driven by insane obsession, you could make that cool, but it's not cool.
Yeah.
All that Metal Gear Solid gibberish slop. Oh, the la-li-lu-le-lo. What the fuck are you talking about?
Les enfants terribles.
Yeah, it makes sense. Basically, it's Snake Plissken from Escape from LA, but there's like a twist on it. There's 1,000 layers of nonsense twisted up in it.
Yeah.
It is good. I'm not a hater.
It is
I'm
good.
just saying that most stuff in that vein does not make it into orbit because it's weighed down by how convoluted it is. Anyway, so when Baudrillard was talking about Elden Ring, he was saying that gaming from Super Mario to Fortnite takes all the elements of the Jungian archetypal hero's quest and presents all the familiar patterns. The sage, the hero, the bard, the final boss villain, the magical items, etc., that we all recognize from mythology and stories. The purpose of these stories and patterns that we see in Western literature prior to gaming, whether Tolkien or C.S. Lewis, is to prepare an adolescent for adulthood. That's why it's so sickening to see an adult so highly invested in these things that are for adolescents. Life is the quest you conquer by overcoming various obstacles, weaknesses, and challenges. But just like the arrested development of the Western male who should have learned from sports as a child and then grown out of sports hole, likewise, the fantasy fiction is a tool for adolescents, not an escapist replacement reality to entrap and create sterile dorks. Mythical gibberish. Like a large portion of Hollywood films, especially sci-fi fantasy films, the themes are explicitly Kabbalistic. Kabbalah is medieval Jewish mysticism that incorporated elements of Gnosticism and Neoplatonism into a vast system of levels of reality based on emanations from the Godhead. Kabbalism also influenced Freemasonry, which is essentially Judaism for Gentiles. The message of the Minecraft movie isn't all bad. The overall point is actually the point made above, that creative energy should not be wasted on the synthetic world of gaming, but in crafting the real world. Sounds good, but the themes of dark versus light and creation versus destruction mentioned in the film really have no meaning outside of Christ, the light of the world, versus the satanic, while in the film, it's all relativized. You are the God who determines good and evil for yourself, the sterile God of your own virtual world. The goon pod is a coffin.
Thank God we got that sorted.
Now you know what to keep in mind as you're watching it.
That's so fascinating too, because I was watching War of the Worlds, and they mentioned God while also like tearing the conventions of faith and truth. They're like, yeah, all this stuff that's anti-God and goes against religion, and then it's like, but God created us.
They don't have any stable ground. It's not like they're building something that's not a house of cards. They'll weaponize anything if it fits in their narrative at the moment.
It's almost like their medicine can't go down without the spoonful of sugar, the truth, or vice versa, whatever
For
in
sure.
that analogy. It's like structure is literally made by reason, which is God-given. So you need to hijack something. You have to Trojan horse in this. It can't just be a rolling ball of shit.
Well, it can. I think there are some Black Mirror episodes that are just rolling balls of shit.
Oh man, that's true.
But have you seen Black Spider-Man?
Shout out Clippers. Carlito McCheese. Who else? Carlito McCheese?
I don't know that one.